Da-da-do, the Pie Gamer. Hello everybody, I'm the Pie Master, and new series, because, I feel like doing that. So, we are playing the game known as Sonic Colors. As much as I like that cutscene, it plays, the main theme of the game, which I feel like could be copyright problems, so there's that. I'm just gonna have a new game here. I'm not gonna have to navigate around and figure out how to play this game. Tropical Resort is a good. It's a really, really good. And I like it. Whoa. So yeah, 3D Sonic on the Wii. It's on the Wii, guys. I didn't even realize it until recently just how many, platformers there were for the Wii in late 2010. So we're a good 3, which is kind of crazy to think about. I mean, granted, with shooters, there are kind of a lot nowadays, with a lot of different systems and whatnot. But I mean, considering how close that was to the end of the Wii's lifespan, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Especially because 2 of those were from third parties. Well, one of them was from a third party, one of them was from a second party, one was from a first party. The 3 I'm talking about are this game, Sonic Colors, Kirby's Epic Yarn, and Donkey Kong Country Returns. Now I would also say Galaxy, the Galaxy released earlier in 2010, so it doesn't really count. But, yeah. I mean, granted, Sonic Colors was the only one that wasn't exclusive to the Wii, because it also had a DS version, but I just wanted you guys to hear that, because the narrator in this game is great for that kind of stuff. Anyways, but yeah, so you actually had a total of 3 different platforms for the Wii, which again, like I said, it's crazy for a time, but it's also interesting that one of them was from a third party, being Sega and Sonic Team. One of them was from a first party, being Retro Studios, who's directly owned by Nintendo. And the other one being a second party, being, since I believe Nintendo owns some of HAL, so who made the Kirby games. Now granted, there's also, I believe a company called Good Feel working on that as well, but I think since it's Kirby, it had to have a lot to do with HAL, but this is a Sonic game. Great. Awesome. Outstanding. Amazing. Did I say excellent? I thought you said excellent. Alright. But yeah, so this is arguably the first, good game of the modern era of Sonic. Because, Sonic 06 and Unleashed were apparently bad. I don't know, I played a little bit of Unleashed, but I mean, that was several years ago when, wasn't really, I don't know how to explain it really, but I don't feel like I appreciated games as much as I do now, the amount of work, and, I didn't understand them as well as much, so I thought, oh, this game is hard and doesn't really explain much, that's a bad game. I understand now that that's completely wrong, and that it's actually better when a game doesn't tell you to do stuff sometimes, but it was a few years back, so I mean, I was a child and whatnot, so I just thought the Werehog levels were stupid, and honestly, I don't anymore. I mean, I haven't really revisited Unleashed since then, but kind of thinking back on them, I feel like they are definitely more, or less of a gimmick and tried more for a change for the Sonic series, but, I mean, it does seem like I would probably have fun with it if I played it now, but, because, I'm okay with that kind of stuff, I mean, and I see exactly why they did it, because, people have been saying, Sonic games get way too easy, which I completely understand why they say that, because, I mean, look at this, that was basically just a cutscene. there's really not a lot of involvement sometimes with some of these. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does amp up. This game does amp up in difficulty as it goes on, but yeah. But I mean, that was a time with Unleashed when I played it, when I was starting to play the classic game. Well, now that I think about it, since I was playing like the classic Sonic games, like Sonic 1 and 2, they were like, it was like 2013, they were on mobile. I don't really know why I wasn't liking Unleashed, because at that point, now that I think about it, there was a lot more reason than I thought. Like, I don't know why I didn't like Unleashed. I guess I didn't really like the warehouse section because it's just... Because I guess back then I didn't really understand why a game would have two different modes of play, I guess. I really don't know why I don't like it. I mean, I feel like I probably should have given it a better chance, but it's too late now. But yeah, Sonic Colors. And then I've actually not played Sonic 06, because I don't have like an Xbox or PlayStation 3 or anything. I don't know, I've always been a Nintendo type of person, so. But yeah, okay, there we go. But this game does, you know, have a good amount of 2D, but it has enough 3D, but I mean, I don't know, one can say it doesn't have enough 3D, I don't know. But, I did play this game a little bit, a while back, even before I played some of the classic Sonic games, like, you know, like I said, Sonic 1 and 2 when they came out on mobile. And, you know, I don't know what it was. I think part of it was just I got stuck on something. Like, I couldn't progress, and I don't know. This was like, still 2012, but I mean, I still wasn't as understanding of how games work as I am now. I feel like it took me a while. It wasn't even until, like, you know, 2014, 2015, well, not 2014 when I started to really, and I guess to an extent later 2013 when I started to learn a lot more about how games work and a lot more about games in general. Alright, I'm going to skip this cutscene because voice acting, which could lead to copyright, and also visual stuff, opening cutscenes are normally like that, so I don't know what the thing of Merle is, but anyways, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I try to explain why I don't like games that I played a long time ago, but it's really hard, to really say, because it was like a long time ago and I was a different person, I feel like, so, I don't know. Like, I did enjoy Colors, like, I enjoyed playing the game, but I don't know, I got stuck, and I guess I was like, oh, this game is not fun because I don't feel like getting good. I don't know, I really don't. I feel like that's the only reason I can come up with, because, you know, they don't have the best memory. I have an okay memory and everything, but yeah. I really wish I could, tell you guys a better reason of why I didn't like Sonic Colors when I played it, but, you know, I recently, I was gonna say something cool. Alright, forget what I'm trying to say sometimes, but, I saw, like, some gameplay of it, like, you know, on YouTube and whatnot, of this game earlier this year. I think it was, like, Son of a Glitch, how it says, good show, you should check it out, but, did an episode on this, and I'm like, man, I really should try and play this game again, and it kinda looks fun, honestly. I don't know why I didn't like it before. I still don't know why I didn't like it when I played several years back. But it's not that I didn't like it, I don't know why I decided it wasn't a game for me anymore. Which is part of the reason I kinda want to come back and play it again. Now, yesterday I was kinda just, I'm just kinda playing around with it, kinda getting used to the controls so I didn't look like a complete doofus playing this game again. But, you know. I will say though, I do feel like, at least with the 2D sections are to an extent even better than, just like Sonic 4. Don't get me wrong, I still like Sonic 4, but it's not exactly, you know, what people were hoping for. I mean, this game is primarily 2D, especially when you get into the later sections. I mean, they do throw some 3D in there, but a lot of it is 2D. But I do kind of miss the apps, or I do miss the spin dash. I do. I mean, I don't know exactly why I can't have the spin dash, but apparently I don't get to have the spin dash. I mean, you know, spin dashes have been used in 3D spaces before, like in the Sonic Adventure games, but I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I feel like I kind of like this. I feel like Sonic Colors definitely went back to the roots a bit, like a lot. Like it went, you know, for much more simplistic story. It went for much more of like, you know, it went for zones and whatnot. Zones with different acts and whatnot, so it was much less of, you know, just an area, play the level, and then move on. Kind of like how they had in Sonic Adventure games. And I feel like to an extent Sonic 06, but I'm not very familiar with that game. But it also, well, it didn't much introduce, but it just kept a lot of things the same. I mean, the story was pretty simplistic for me. Didn't need to be too... didn't need to be too complex. I also feel like it's worth mentioning that this is when they introduced the new voice actors. Roger Craig-Smith. I know he plays Sonic now, but I don't really know too much about the voice acting other than that. I mostly just know that because, like, with Super Smash Bros., just kind of looking at some of the different voices, how a lot of them were the same from Brawl, as like they used recycled voice clips from Brawl and Smash 4. But I realized, you know, Sonic, they didn't do that, and I figured out, because in between that time, especially this game, is when they switched out the voice actors. So it wouldn't make sense to reuse the ones from Brawl since they had changed the voice actors since Brawl. You know? Just it wouldn't make sense, because then, you know, he would be confused. Be like, hey, I played this one game and now it's different. I don't like that, because change is a bad thing these days. That's why Call of Duty is popular. I don't know, that's kind of what I feel like with, why a part of the reason I've stuck with Nintendo is because, I mean, it's more or less just because their games just focus on fun. I don't feel like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do occasionally enjoy a very story-centric game, but I mean, I don't play the game for the story, I play the game to have fun. And I feel like that's kind of the, well, I mean, that's what games are for, is having fun. You know? And, I mean, don't get me wrong, they can be played competitively and there can be no problems with that, but I mean, I don't know how I kind of, okay, you're just now teaching this? Okay. But anyways, I feel like, sometimes, some game developers should focus more on gameplay. I mean, I know with Telltale games, like, you know, some people say they should focus more on gameplay, but, I mean, their games really just are not really meant to be full-on games. They're there for the story, which, I mean, I can understand that, but, you know, I haven't really played too much of their games, but I understand that. But I feel like, you know, with Call of Duty or whatever, from what I understand, a lot of the time they just change up the storyline. It's, you know, otherwise, a lot of the gameplay is pretty much the same. Which, I mean, I understand they want to continue to have sales and whatnot and stay consistent, but still be different enough for people to buy the new game. But at the same time, you know, I mean, I've said this, I find gameplay but more important than storyline. Don't get me wrong, one of my favorite games of all time is Star Wars Knights of the Republic, partially because of how good the story was. But it also had awesome, what was I gonna say? It also has really good RPG gameplay. I mean, I do agree. It is one of the, probably one of the best, if not the best, Western RPGs. I mean, you know, some would say up there with, like, Skyrim, which, you know, I'm sure you guys know my opinions on Skyrim. Because, you know, Skyrim did a review of the Rim of the Sky. That was cool and stuff. And the answer is yes, it was pretty cool. But I mean, yeah. And in terms of, you know, how I'm doing lately with, like, trying to balance this with school and whatnot. Hey, I'm gonna turn around now. Okay, thanks. I know what I can do is if I can jump this, booster. There we go. I don't know why these stages are feeling so short. But apparently that was a short stage, so I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna skip through that, I mean, yeah. But there's a school, I'm kinda gonna skip the cutscene. This is more for gameplay. Again, I'm not too worried about the story. But, yeah. What was I gonna say next? In terms of, like, how I'm doing with school, I just have to occasionally make time. I mean, with when I do end up having free time, I mean, sometimes it would be nice to, you know, sit back and play some games for fun. But I mean, I definitely want to continue doing YouTube and whatnot. And it's not going to be nearly as consistent. I mean, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, which is still much less than I want, but I mean, can't always do what we want, unfortunately. I mean, some things do have to take a priority. I mean, definitely I'd much rather do YouTube videos than be doing schoolwork. And schoolwork is just, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I've never been one to enjoy school. I'd much rather sit back and, you know, work on something I actually care about. I mean, I get it that school is mostly there to teach, you know, kids how to work hard and whatnot, but I know how to work hard. School system. Just saying. There's a lot of stuff you learn in school is kind of useless. Past school. Which, you know, I kind of get, you know, they want to teach because, you know, some people actually will use it. Oh, that's death. Because some people will use it in their, careers, but what I say to that is, okay, if only some people are going to be using this, then why not only teach it to those people? You know? But, I mean, I get it, they want to make, I mean, in the end, school is really just, you know, school before college is just, you know, to show that you can work hard, even if you don't care, which is doing good and getting a good job that you care about. You really shouldn't have to be doing much work that you don't care about. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just me disliking school a lot because I'm currently in it, and it's a struggle, but, you know. My goodness, laser is crazy, man. Alright, well, I'm just trying to scoot back over here. My goodness, I always end up going, like, in the wrong direction, and then I end up... Oh, alright, well, I got a red ring, so... I guess I'm okay. Wait. No, I don't want to do that yet. My goodness. The way it goes with these, balloons is kind of crazy. But, I mean... Okay, I don't want to die because of spikes. That'd be great, right? Alright. There we go, done. But, you know, Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry I had a video problem, but it's fixed and we're good. Video recording cut off. That was good. I was hoping there was a rail there or something, but there wasn't. So I died to my doom. That wasn't fun. It was like I was saying, like with school, I feel like the school system could be done much more efficiently. Honestly, a lot of the time, I feel like school is mostly there because we need something to do with the youth of America other than put them on the streets. I mean, I don't know. There's at least some enjoyment to be had, and I mean, you get to socialize, I guess, but my gosh. I got a game over, guys. I don't know, I mean, school just kind of sucks sometimes. There's not really much more to say than that. I mean, it's like all things in life. I mean, like I said, I do kind of feel like school is very much, you know, just to see how hard you're willing to work for something. But I feel like there's so much in terms of a better way of teaching people how to work hard. So, I mean, the thing is I feel like especially when you're a kid, you're just kind of told, you know, hey, you should work hard so you can get to college. But I don't think as a kid you really understand all of what that entails. I mean, you know, you start to learn that a little bit in terms of like high school and whatnot. But my gosh, you cannot be getting this jump good. You know, I need to do that. I really shouldn't worry too much about these red rings. This isn't a 100% playthrough. It's more or less just me. No, my goodness. Alright. I felt kind of cheap, I'm gonna be honest. Alright, but yeah. But, I mean, the thing is, the only reason I kind of, you know that I have to do with, like, school and whatnot is, like, I probably would not bother as much with school if I didn't know for sure. Or if I just didn't know how important it really is. 'Cause, I mean, it really is what determines what I'm going to be able to do later on in life. Which, you know, even now is kind of crazy to me. Like, it's completely true. I mean, if I slack off now, I might not be able to do what I want to later on, but I don't know, this might be what I want to do later on. I really love making these videos for you guys. I mean, I can easily see video production being something I could go into as a field, but I don't know yet. But yeah, no, I'm
23,
certainly moving on with school. It just kind of sucks that summer's already over. Which, I mean, you know, it kind of has to come to an end, I get it, but still. Can it just not, I don't know, I'm trying to talk about it anymore. I haven't even really acknowledged much about the gameplay, like, this whole time. I've just mostly just talking about random stuff, which, I mean, isn't necessarily a bad thing. And that's kind of the reason I like to have this gameplay channel, so I can, talk more with you guys. So you guys, you know a little bit more about me. I mean, sure, gameplay is cool and everything, but it's never really been the reason, you know. I mean, these are much simpler videos to make than just, you know, my or not my gameplay, my main channel videos. Because, I mean, as fun as those are to make, they take a long time, and it's all scripted. It's not really just me talking to you guys about whatever I feel like talking about. It's more or less, you know, me telling you about games, whether I like them or not. And I like having this personal time. And I mean, these don't get nearly as many views as the main channel videos get, but I don't mind that. They're good enough. I mean, I think I'm gonna crank them out no matter what because I enjoy them enough. I mean, and I feel like, you know, there are plenty of larger YouTubers that I kind of would like to have a gameplay channel from. You know, I mean, I'm not the type of person to watch a ton of Let's Plays, but I mean, it's not the Let's Plays that I worry about as much. It's just me getting to more, you know, freely interact with you guys. You know, I can say kind of more of what I want just from the heart as opposed to from my well-formulated thoughts on a script. Anyways, yeah. So Sonic Colors, I'll probably talk more of my opinions on as it goes on. I like the Tropical Resort Zone, the music and design and that kind of stuff. So that's great. Anyways, that is going to be the all for today. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye! Bye.